Once upon a time, in the dreary town of Birkenhead, there stood an institution of higher learning, or so it was dubbed. Wirral Metropolitan College, a place that promised the stars but delivered naught but the murky dregs of educational despair. I, a young maiden with a heart full of dreams and a head brimming with lofty aspirations, ventured through its gates, only to find myself ensnared in a labyrinth of incompetence and disillusionment. Oh, how I yearned for knowledge, for the nurturing embrace of pedagogy that would catapult me into the realm of the learned and the wise. But alas, my journey was to be marred by the folly of man and the decrepit nature of this once noble seat of learning. It began with the photography department, a shadow of its former self, where the lack of facilities was akin to a painter without a brush. The senior staff, lost in their own bureaucratic maze, could scarce manage a course, let alone the hopes and aspirations of eager minds. The cancellation of the top-up degree, a secret whispered among the corridors, left us adrift, our academic vessels dashed upon the rocks of administrative indifference. The tales of mistreatment and primary school antics were rife. Lecturers, whose duty it was to enlighten, seemed to care little for the plight of their flock. The constant changing of schedules, the incorrect information dispensed like tasteless gruel, it was as if the fates themselves reveled in our confusion and frustration. The career's advice, a jest of monumental proportions, offered naught but empty workshops and hollow suggestions, leaving us to wonder if our future was but a cruel jest. And oh, the facilities were a sight to behold. Toilets, those most basic of necessities, were often unfit for use, while the learning spaces felt like the bastions of a forgotten time, where the very walls seemed to weep for the glory that once was. Overcrowded classrooms, understaffed departments, it was a wonder that any light of knowledge could pierce the gloom. The catering, a farce in itself, served up sustenance that was both overpriced and repulsive. One could scarcely stomach the fare, and yet hunger gnawed at our bellies, and we were forced to partake in the culinary charade. The course content, outdated and irrelevant, was delivered with the enthusiasm of a somnambulist reciting the alphabet. Lecturers, reading from their sacred texts as if in a trance, failed to engage, to inspire, to ignite the spark of curiosity in our young hearts. The promises made, of qualifications and a bright tomorrow, proved to be nothing more than a will-o'-the-wisp, leading us astray in the marshland of false hope. The safeguarding procedures, or the lack thereof, were a horror to behold. Where was the duty of care for the tender souls entrusted to this institution? The lack of support for those with special needs was a dire betrayal, a black mark upon the soul of Wirral Metropolitan College. And let us not forget the administrative quagmire, where names were but echoes, lost in the wind. To be called by another's name, to be a stranger in the place where you sought belonging, was a cruelty beyond measure. The constant transfers to the wrong departments, the inability to reach those who could, in theory, offer assistance, was a dance macabre that left us all breathless with despair. The lack of employment focus for apprenticeships was a farce of epic proportions. To be promised a partnership, a triumvirate of college, student, and employer, only to find oneself discarded like so much chaff in the wind, was a bitter pill to swallow. The reality was a lonely voyage on a rudderless ship, adrift in a sea of indifference. The tutors, oh, the tutors, their lack of knowledge, their inability to impart wisdom was a tragedy.
Welcome to our comprehensive analysis of the commercial landscape surrounding the Wirral Metropolitan College in Birkenhead. As we embark on this journey, imagine a scene where the promise of bustling commerce meets the reality of a struggling high street. Hear the echoes of potential ricochet off the walls of shops that have seen better days. As we stroll through the heart of Birkenhead, the Pyramid's shopping center stands as a monument to the town's retail ambitions, yet it's marred by the whispers of dissatisfaction. A cacophony of construction and the ghosts of closed stores haunt its corridors. The center, once a beacon of consumer delight, now faces the critique of time and changing habits. Shoppers lament the decline, the absence of major retailers, and the inconvenience of ongoing development. It's a place caught between the nostalgia of what it was and the uncertainty of what it hopes to become. Just a stone's throw away, the aroma of grilled meats wafts through the air, promising a culinary adventure at Shiraz barbecue. However, the reality bites harder than the anticipated flavors. Patrons speak of a disconnect between appearance and taste. where the allure of the kebab is overshadowed by complaints of underwhelming quality and questionable hygiene practices. The once vibrant reputation of this eatery now hangs by a thread, as negative experiences outweigh the positive, leaving a sour taste in the mouths of diners seeking authentic Persian cuisine. As we seek refuge in the comforting embrace of a warm beverage, Bloom Coffee Co. greets us with a tale of two experiences. The promise of a cozy brunch is often lost in the translation of service, where the sizzle of breakfast meets the chill of neglect. Customers recount tales of interminable waits, culinary oversights, and a customer service experience that leaves much to be desired. The cafe's potential, much like the town itself, is overshadowed by the specter of unmet expectations. Our final stop on this tour of mixed fortunes is Future Yard CIC, a venue that pulsates with the promise of live music and cultural engagement. Yet, even within its vibrant walls, discord strikes a sour note. The crescendo of live performances is sometimes met with the dissonance of poor sound management, leaving patrons with more than just memories of a good night out, tinnitus, anyone. The venue's commitment to a cashless society and its premium pricing leaves some attendees questioning the value of their investment in local culture. In the shadow of Wirral Metropolitan College, the narrative of these businesses weaves a tapestry of challenges and disappointments. The common threads are clear: a yearning for better days, a call for improved service, and a hope for renewed vigor in the local economy. For the discerning traveler, let this be a guide to manage expectations. The area near the college is not without its charms, but it is a place where one must look beyond the surface to find the gems that sparkle amidst the rough. As you navigate these streets, carry with you the wisdom of those who have walked this path before. Seek out the establishments that have listened to their patrons and strive for excellence in the face of adversity. In conclusion, the businesses surrounding Wirral Metropolitan College in Birkenhead are a reflection of the broader challenges faced by town centers across the nation. They stand as a reminder that the heart of a community beats strongest when nurtured by the very people it seeks to serve. So, as you explore, do so with an open mind and a discerning eye, for it is in the convergence of hope and reality that the true character of a place is revealed.
You know, it's really something, the things that can happen around places like Wirral Metropolitan College in Birkenhead. I've been looking into these incidents, and it's like the area can seem so normal, but then, bam, you hear about a scam. So there was this guy, right? He was going around to different stores, the kinds of places tourists might pop into for a quick souvenir or a bite to eat, and he was stealing stuff. Not cool, you know, like how could you? It's just wrong. These brick and mortar shops, they ray the heart of the community, and someone out there taking advantage of them. I can only imagine what happens next. The poor victims, they ray probably shocked, feeling violated, you know. They might start questioning every transaction, looking over their shoulders, doubting everyone. It's sad, really. And the scammer? Well, I am hoping the police caught up with him. It's like there's always someone watching, and eventually justice has to be served, right? It's not just about the money or the stolen goods, it's about trust. When someone pulls a fast one like that, it shatters the trust we have in our community, in the places we love to visit. And for tourists, they ray here for a good time to explore and enjoy, not to worry about being scammed. I mean, think about it. You ray on holiday, you ray supposed to be carefree, and then something like this happens. It's like a dark cloud on your vacation. You start to wonder if this can happen in such a vibrant area near Wirral Metropolitan College. Where else do I need to be careful? But you know, it's not all doom and gloom. I like to think that for every scammer out there, there are 100 honest people. The community rallies, the police do their thing, and hopefully the scammer gets a wake-up call. Maybe, just maybe, they learn something from it all.